My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. You all know that I spend more time underneath a tarp than most people. And because of that, I'm constantly looking at tarps. I'm looking to see what's out there, what's affordable. Recently, I came across this product here. This is from OneTigris, and this is their square tarp. In the past, we took a look at their bulwark tarp. For some reason, that's hard for me to say. That's a good product, even though it had some shortcomings. For the money, it's not a bad product at all. Anyways, everyone, recently I came across on their website that they had a square tarp. This is a 9.5 foot by 9.5 foot tarp, and if you purchase this on Amazon, the price is rather low. But if you purchase it off of their website, the price is rather high. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and we'll talk more about it here in just a minute. Depending on how you look at this, where you buy it, this could be a budget-friendly tarp. In this episode, this is a preview. Together, we're going to take a look at it. We'll see what comes with it, because there's more here than just the tarp. At the same time, I'll share with you all my thoughts and opinions about this product based upon my first impressions. So folks, let's get started. This is the tarp, my friends, in its storage bag. As you can see here, the size of this is pretty good for a 9.5 by 9.5 foot tarp. As far as the measurements go, when it's stored, 11.8 inches by roughly 5.5 inches. I'll tell you what, I should mention this. The name of this product is not on the outside, on the storage bag. So again, OneTigris continues that policy of making products, putting them inside of stuff sacks, and not labeling them. Let's say that you have a number of pieces of gear from OneTigris. When you're looking at those pieces, you cannot identify what each of them are. Is this a ground sheet? Is this a poncho? Who knows? OneTigris, work on that. We have the tarp, and we also have this bag here. With the Bastion tarp, it includes 8 tent stakes, 8 10-foot guy lines, and also a very long center ridge line. Now, unfortunately, OneTigris has used the same cordage that they've used with their other tarps. Now, the problem with this cordage is that it's very fibrous. So once you attach this to the tarp, you drop it on the ground to go to set it up, it latches on to everything, every plant, every stick. It'll even get stuck on bark. So when it comes time to like string it up, not only will it stick to itself and get tangled up, but it'll latch onto everything in the forest. Because of that, I am not going to use these guy lines. I thought ahead and I brought with me some 550 cord. When it comes to the guy lines that I like to attach to my tarps, 550 cord works well unless weight is the priority. Most of the time it's not, so 550 cord works well. When I'm guying out a tarp, I use 6 guy lines. 1 in each corner and 1 in the midway point for each seam on both sides. So here we have it, everyone. This is the OneTigris square tarp, 9.5 feet by 9.5 feet. The weight of this tarp is 2.2 pounds. It is made from a 20 denier silicone treated nylon, and it features a 2000 millimeter hydrostatic head rating. It is available in one color, and you're looking at it. The company claims this is OD green. It's not OD green, but it's green. Let's talk about price since we mentioned this earlier. On Amazon, in my opinion, this makes sense. It runs $60. But check this out, everyone. On the OneTigris website, this runs $95. To me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. For $95, you could purchase a high-end, very strong tarp that's bigger than this, has a higher hydrostatic head rating, and is going to be substantially stronger than this. So the full retail price, in my opinion, makes no sense. But the Amazon price, in my opinion, does. For $60, this tarp has a lot going for it. You're looking at higher end, lighter weight, strong materials. It features a good hydrostatic head rating, waterproof rating. The weight is really good for a tarp of this size. The pack size is really small. And this tarp has a ton of tie-off points. In fact, there are 19 tie-off points in total, with each one being roughly 2 feet apart. And each of the tie-off points have been reinforced. You have 5 that go across the top of the tarp. When it comes to the seams and the stitching, everything has been seam sealed. Now, I do notice an oddity, okay? So the company has printed their logo on the tarp, But get this, it's on the inside of the tarp. So you see it while you're in it, but on the outside, you don't see it. That's kind of strange. Normally, the logo is on the outside. It'd be like wearing a hat with a logo on the inside of the hat, you know what I mean? This is kind of funny. I just noticed that the logos are actually printed backwards on the inside. That's really, really weird. When you step out to the outside, I mean, you could just barely see this. It was printed backwards on the inside for some reason. I do have a big question concerning this product, and that is this: how badly is this going to stretch? Again, this is made from a 20 denier ripstop nylon that has been silicone treated. Just in case you don't know, seal nylon stretches. But it ultimately depends on the materials and how the treatment was done. So the question is, how bad is this going to stretch, especially when it gets wet? I will answer that question in the review. As far as my impressions go of this product so far, the quality looks very good, but I do have to say that there are some issues here and there. For an example, the logo is printed on the inside backwards. Next, when it comes to the tie-off points, they're not necessarily centered in the reinforced area. With some of these, they're actually off to the side a little bit. They're not dead center. In the end, it's not going to affect the functionality of this tarp or its durability, but it doesn't necessarily look all that great. With that being said though, the seam tape looks good, the seam work looks good, there's no issues when it comes to the stitching. Overall, this is a very well-made tarp, and it looks good. And I don't see any issues jumping out to me at the moment. The tent stakes that were included, they're fine, they work well. The guy lines, in my opinion, they should be replaced. Again, they're just too fibrous. They will stick to everything, latch onto everything, and they will become highly annoying. Going back to the topic of cost, the $60 on Amazon, in my opinion, that makes sense. For $100, you can get a very high-end tarp. For an example, you can get a tarp from AquaQuest that's going to be a true 10 by 10. The hydrostatic head rating is going to be 3,000 more than this one here. And those tarps are silicone treated and also PU coated. In other words, they're substantially better than this one here. One point I should talk about are the tie-off points. Thankfully, OneTigris has gone with a good sized tie-off loop. You may remember with the Bulwark tarp, the tie-off points were super small. You can just barely get the cord in there. They were terrible. This is a whole lot better. This is much more substantial, much larger. Without a doubt, OneTigris got it right on this tarp and wrong on the Bulwark. I have one more question in regards to this tarp before I wrap up this episode. Can I get this to fit back in the storage bag easily? It's one thing to take a tarp that's been folded in a factory and put it in a storage bag, and it's something else completely to fold it up yourself in the wild and put it back in. So let's see how that goes. As you all saw there, I was able to get the tarp back into the storage bag nice and easy. Now, of course, it's dry. It may be a different story when it's wet. I'll keep you posted. For the first look at the OneTigris square tarp, I like what I see here, especially for the $60. If you have any experience with this tarp, make sure to comment down below and share it with the community. If you do have experience, what are your pros and cons for this tarp? If you have enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up. It helps a lot. Everyone take care, be well, strength and honor. Make sure to stay tuned because plenty of testing with this tarp is coming up, including a number of adventures. Be well for now. Take care.